Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Guys, I've been on the road last week and haven't really had any shop time to put together a video. I've got plenty of work that needs to be done around here. I just don't have time to get out here and do it right now. But I did want to get a video out this week, and I'm going to actually talk about, we're going to have a little discussion, and this is actually a request from a couple of viewers who have asked me to talk about this. Read it in comments and gotten emails or what have you. So we're going to be talking about shop storage and some of my solutions that I've found for storing things in the shop. Quite honestly, for me, I really am just so much more productive if I can work in an environment where things are organized, where when I'm looking for a particular tool or a particular part or an accessory, whatever, that I can go to a certain place and know it's there and not have to spend 30 minutes searching for something, whether that be nuts and bolts, whether that be cutters, whether that be drill bits, whatever. It's really important for me to have things organized and things where I can get out there. And again, I've had some people request that I talk about some of the things that I'm using. So what I want to do is we're just going to make a little tour over here in some of my storage areas, and I'm going to talk about some of the solutions that I've found that have worked good for me. And granted, there are lots of other solutions out there, and there are lots of things that I would like to have. But as usual, it's time and money are my two biggest constraints, and I just don't have everything that I'd really like to have. But let's talk about some of the things that we do have in the shop to keep things organized. Well, first off, let's talk about the actual shelving units that I'm using. When I was looking for shelving for my shop, I really kind of struggled a little bit, quite honestly. You can go to Lowe's, Home Depot, someplace like that, and they have lots of nice heavy-duty shelving that you can get in there. You can get pallet racking. There's lots of options for that. But honestly, one of the things that I was looking for was something that wasn't so deep. Most of the stuff that I was seeing in the box stores, and it was at least 2 feet deep. And if you need that, that's great. But really, I didn't want to eat up that floor space in my shop by coming out that far for shelving. But I knew from measuring my boxes and measuring my stuff I was putting up on there, I didn't really need that much depth. This shelving here is 18 inches deep, and quite honestly, it is, as you can see, it's full. I've got plenty of stuff on here. It's really a really good size, and you can find it, but I was looking for good heavy-duty shelving. This shelving here, I don't know who the manufacturer is. Quite honestly, I found this on Craigslist. This is what they call backroom shelving. It's what you would find, in the back room of a store or someplace where they have things stacked up. I know when I was in high school, I worked in an auto parts store, and we had tons and tons of this stuff back there in the back with different things set on them. In retrospect, I wish that I had actually purchased more shelves that go along with this. When I bought them, I think they had, was it 4 or 5 shelving units that just came standard with them, but he would sell additional. This was all used stuff. And it was relatively cheap. And I did buy some extras, but I really wasn't counting on some of these shelving units that were real close together like this. And I wish that I had bought more. But anyway, again, I bought this used off of Craigslist. You can buy it new. It's a little bit expensive if you buy it new. But backroom shelving, it's a real good option. And again, if you need that extra depth, that's great. But I'm concerned with floor space. So 18 inches worked out real good. You can get this stuff 12 inches deep. I think the 12-inch shelving is not quite deep enough for most of the stuff. I would have been a little bit too shallow there, but 18 inches worked out perfect, at least in my situation. I gotta mention these little Hewett boxes. I love these boxes here. These are what they call dispensers, actually, and these are made by Hewett, which is spelled H-U-O-T. You can go online, find these. They have a website that has tons and tons of stuff on there. You can buy this stuff through Amazon. You can buy it off of eBay. There's lots of people selling it. These are the newer boxes, the stuff you buy now. These are some older ones that I really like. They just look a little bit more, I don't know, I like the little knobs on the front here. But basically, these are for storing smaller tooling in. And they have these set up for all kinds of things. So, for example, this is my drill bit dispenser, and it has drill bits in here, 1/16 of an inch up to 1/2 inch, and these are in 64th inch increments. You can get this for metric just as well. And when you open it up, you got a little slot here for each of your drill bit sizes, and you can just fill these things up and let them go. And then when you need a drill bit, you can come over here and you can easily find it. And you know, you can use the little drill indexes, but they only hold one drill bit. A lot of times I'll buy packs of 5 or 10 or what have you, or I'll go to an estate sale and get a bag full of drill bits or something, and I'll come sort them all out where I can come and find the ones that I need in a hurry. So I really like these. Over here we've got the number drill bits. So this is a, you know, number 1 through 60, same type setup. This one is for letter drill bits. These are the older units again. I found these at a sale someplace sometime, and I picked those up. Also got one up here. This holds taps. Again, this is for inch stuff, but 1/4 20 up through 1 inch 12. So basically it has all your tap sizes this is by 1/16 of an inch, I believe, and has both the coarse and the fine. And then there's some smaller ones down here which weren't numbered, but I got like a 1032, 1024, 836, so for some of my smaller tap sizes in here. So again, when I need a tap, I can come over here and real quickly open this thing up and look for it. They make a bigger version of this that you actually have different slots for, you know, a standard tap, a bottom tap, whatever. There's like 3 different types of taps, so you can sort these things out even further with that one. This one over here is for reamers. So I've got reamers, you know, sorted in here. Again, these are fractional size reamers. And they make another version of this too for like a over and under size, but this is just my fractional reamers, and I don't have every single possible size, but it's pretty well filled out. And then another one here for end mills, and again, this is all fractional sizes, so you open it up and you got your different end mill sizes in here. Really convenient just to be able to come over here, open up one of these drawers, and grab the one you're looking for. Really like these Hewett boxes. I'll put a link down below with websites to all these different places like this that you can go look for these, but really like this Hewett stuff. So in addition to the little small dispenser boxes, Hewett also makes these bigger cases down here. These are a good bit more expensive, but man, these things are really nice. This one here happens to be for taper shank drill bits. So if you open this one up, basically I've got taper shank drill bits in here from 1/8 of an inch up to 1 inch, again in 64th increments, and you just have a little slot to put them all, and they're sized accordingly for the drill bits. So as you go up to larger bits, you know, the slots get a little bit wider. When you get to the longer ones, you see they turn a little bit the other direction, but this thing is awesome. You know, again, when I need a taper shank drill bit up to 1 inch, I can just walk over here, grab whatever I need, and I'm good to go. For my larger taper shank drills, and I've got them up to basically 2 inches, they don't really have a cabinet per se, but this is my solution. I've just got some of these little plastic trays. Each one of these, I've got them marked for 2 different size bits, so I still have to kind of dig through them to find the one I want, but there's only 2 sizes in each one, or up to 2 sizes in each one. So I can pretty quickly go through here, you know, find the one I want, pull it out, and see what kind of taper shank drill I've got inventory on in hand. So anyway, this is another real handy thing, and you know, this option is fairly inexpensive. Those little plastic trays you can pick up without spending a whole lot of money. So another challenge I guess I always have is dealing with horizontal milling cutters. So, you know, with a horizontal milling machine, I have over the years picked up a bunch of these horizontal milling machine cutters. You know, when I see them and they're cheap, and a lot of times you'll find them for cheap, I usually just buy them. And a lot of times you can get these dirt cheap. I've had a lot of viewers send some of these to me over the years. And this was really becoming a challenge for me because I literally had boxes and boxes full of horizontal milling cutters. And every time you needed something, again, you go over there and you spend an hour digging through boxes trying to find the one you need. So get them organized. This box that I've got right here, this is actually out of an old library card catalog. So you guys that are a little bit older know what I'm talking about. You younger people who have only lived in the computer age don't remember having to go to the library and look through the card catalog to find your book. Of course, now you just go download your book off the internet. But anyway, you can pick up these card catalog cases. They're out there. They're getting a little bit kind of expensive. They used to be real cheap. But these things are great for sorting cutters in. So this one here is strictly for just straight what I call wheel cutters that are just a certain thickness. So 1/8 inch thick, you know, I can pull this thing open. There's an 1/8 inch thick wheel cutter. So if I need to cut a 1/8 inch keyway, I come over here, open up this drawer. Again, I take a look and see what I have. Some of these are different diameters, some of them are, but they're all the same thickness sorted here. And I've got this going from 1/8 inch up to 1 inch. So, you know, here's a 1 inch wide cutter. And, you know, I don't know that I've got one, you know, 15/16. I don't have one, but I got a spot for it because I will probably come across one at some time. Here's 7/8 inch cutters. That one's wrapped up. But anyway, real nice. Again, when I get ready to cut a keyway on the horizontal mill, I can just come over here and grab the cutter I'm looking for. Now, along the same lines, I've also got some other cabinets down here. These are, again, just some little filing cabinet type cabinets. I found these down at the Moultrie swap meet a couple years ago. And I've got these sorted out. Again, not so much by size, but for type of cutter. So these 2 boxes here are for involute gear cutters. I actually have a lot more of these, and I'm going to have to probably find some more to get these organized a little bit better because I recently, or in the last year or so, I've got a whole bunch of these that I do need to get sorted out a little bit more. But, you know, again, these are by type of cutter. So there's like a roll mill, I think is what they call this one. And I don't have these sorted by size, but by type. But because I don't have as many, you know, it doesn't take me long to sort through this to figure out if I have what I need. These are cove cutters. So this basically just does a radius. And again, I've got a whole drawer full of these. Radius cutters. So these are like a, you know, a half round on one side or the other for like doing a round over on a piece. Got some shell mills in this one, various sizes that go on like a shell mill cutter. You put this on here, it's kind of like a big end mill. So anyway, these are all just sorted in these drawers, and it makes it real easy to come over here and grab what you're looking for without having to spend a couple hours digging through boxes. And again, I need to get some more of these type of storage because I do still have some horizontal mill cutters that aren't sorted out, but the majority of them are. So over in this part of the shelving, I've just got a bunch of these little plastic containers that have different assortments of things in here. Some of these are ones that I've bought. Some of these are assortments that I've put together over the years. So, you know, spring roll pins, snap rings, hairpin cotters, drive pins, cotter pin assortments, O-rings. This one's full of wood screws. You know, you can pick up these little plastic sorting things out pretty much anywhere. And I've got a bunch of different ones that I have gotten that are different sizes and different things. And this set here is kind of the same type thing, but I really like these because you got this little cabinet here that pulls open, and then you can pull your tray out and carry it wherever you want to. So I've only got one of these right now. I just bought this one, kind of tried it out, and I kind of like it. This unit's made by Plano. There's 5 different things in here that all fit. I really like this because you can really stack things together. If you need the one off the bottom, you don't have to pick up the whole stack, etc. These are about $100 for this set of 5, but when you think about that, you know, per drawer, it comes out, it's not too bad. You know, it's about $20 a drawer. So, you know, another good option there. I like this set. I'm probably going to, over time, get some more of these and kind of stack them in here and take some of these individual ones and get them sorted down. And right now, the ones like in here, I don't have them labeled yet, but these are start out with holders for Woodruff keys. So the different cutters, and then I think I've got this one here is actually my Woodruff key assortment. And then down here, I've got, these are actually reamers for taper pins. And so on. So anyway, nice to kind of keep. Some of this is, you know, consumables like Woodruff keys, and some of them are tooling like the cutters, but I can get them organized again by size. So when I'm looking for a particular one, it's real easy to just go over here, pull a drawer out, and take what you need. And I need to get my label maker over here and get these labeled, so it makes it even more easier. So here's some kind of recent additions to my shop organizing things. So these are some little things that go up on the wall to hold different things. And both of these came from ZT Fabrication, Zero Tolerance Fabrication. I'll put a link to their website down in the description below if you are interested in getting some of these. But these, the guys just cut these out on plasma table, bend them up. But they got some really cool designs. This one here, of course, holds some aerosol cans. So I got my WD-40 penetrating oil, stuff like that. And then to make it even more useful, on the bottom they got slots where you can hang your air tools from. So anyway, nice one here. This one back here is for angle grinders. This one is the one that holds 4 different angle grinders that you can come in here and just kind of plop them in here. When you're ready to go, you just come pick up the one you want. Go. I've got multiple grinders set up with different wheels so I don't have to swap them out. It's got a place up here to put some extra wheels, etc. Really nice thing. Again, both of these are from ZT Fab, and I recently just went online, ordered a couple of them, and bought them to put in here, kind of Christmas presents to myself. So here's another one from ZT Fab, and this one is for holding the little tubes, like for put rods in for TIG welding. I don't have any little tubes yet, but I went ahead and got one of these because I just got a TIG welder recently, and I need to get some of those. But these will hold. Got spots for 6 different types of rods that you can put in here, and it's just a nice little convenient rack to hang them on the wall. So here's another neat one that I found. This one is actually made by Winter Fabrication, a different company. I saw this on eBay, and I bought one, and then after I got it, I went to their website, and they got all kinds of neat shop storage items, kind of similar to ZT Fab. In fact, they have some very similar stuff to what ZT has. But this one here, of course, is made for Vise grips, and it's just got a little rack where you can come in here, hang them on there, take them on and off. Really, really nice little setup. I had a bunch of these. They were eating up a lot of space in one of my drawers in my toolbox. I said, well, someone's got to have a rack or something to hold these in, and I did a little searching and found these guys. So I really like this one. Somewhere I've got some of the Vise grips, for clamping for welding. I can't find them right now. I'm sure as I continue cleaning up, but I got room for some more in here. So really nice one here. Again, Winter Fabrication. I'll put a link to their website, and they have lots of storage options as well. When you talk about shop storage, you can't forget to talk about toolboxes and things along these lines. To me, this is some of the most convenient and easy to find stuff as far as tooling goes or storage options go, is to get some good toolboxes. Now, lots of options, lots of things out there, from dirt cheap to really expensive. I have found from my personal experience, I really like the higher quality stuff, and most of what I pick up is probably used, but cabinets like this one here is made by Equipto. This is a Lista type cabinet. Lots of companies made these, but these are nice heavy duty cabinets, their own drawers here that support. Each one of these drawers will support a tremendous amount of weight, and these are really awesome for doing all kinds of stuff, from tooling and so forth. My horizontal milling cutters, if I had some more cabinets like this, I'd probably sort them out in something like this, because it's just really convenient to come over here and grab what you want. This Equipto one I just picked up a couple of months ago. Bought it from a guy, one of my viewers who sells stuff, and anyway, really, really nice to have, these drawers over here. I hope to eventually get a few more of these. Your more traditional toolboxes, mechanic type toolboxes, machinist boxes, whatever. This is a set of Craftsman boxes. This top box I've probably had since I was 16 years old. And that's starting to put a lot of years on there. But nice to have the rolling cases to put them on, and lots and lots of options on these. And quite honestly, a lot of the cabinets that are being made today are probably even better than some of the older ones that are out there. Anyway, that's a Craftsman set. This is a set I got from Lowe's, the Cobalt brand. Actually pretty nice stuff. The drawer slide, I actually like the way the drawer slide on this Cobalt set better than the old Craftsman box that I've got over there, although that's not bad. So back here behind me, this is a rack for 50 taper tooling. And I found this at a kind of a junk store up in Alabama, and bought it. Really like having all my 50 taper tooling nice here. It wouldn't be really difficult to make something along these lines. You could even make it out of wood, out of some plywood or something like that if you wanted to, but basically got slots here. that my taper tooling just kind of fits right down into. Again, makes it real convenient when you're looking for something. You're not digging through boxes and pulling stuff off of shelves trying to find it. Over in this part of the shop, of course, I've got more top boxes here. These are great for holding different, machinist type tools. I like these old antique oak boxes, and I've picked up a couple over the years. I've had this one here for probably, over 20 years now. This one here, I think I just got last year. The one on the end here was actually sent to me by a viewer a couple years ago. But these are great for putting, your smaller measuring tools and so forth like that in. Absolutely love them. Of course, you can get the metal ones. Kennedy makes a good top box that does the same thing, and I've got a few of those around as well. Down below, again, more cabinets. These actually came from Sam's Club, and they're relatively inexpensive, and they're pretty heavy duty. I got more end mills and so forth in this one. And these are on rollers, and I actually when I built my cabinets, I built it where these just go right up underneath it. They're on rollers. I can wheel them out when I'm working in a certain area in the shop and just have my stuff with me. And I kind of got these broken down by types of tooling that's in them. So, for example, this one here is for the milling machine. So if I'm working on the milling machine, I can just wheel it over there and use it and then come put it back in. Now, one thing I'll say about these Sam boxes here, again, they're fairly nice. I wish that they had some different size drawers in here, but they're made to be cheap. They're cheap in price. The quality is pretty darn good. Another reason why they're so cheap is you have to put them together. And when I ordered these and actually I had them shipped because it's just a little bit too far to go to my local Sam's Club. But when I got them, it was just a box. And I'm like, there's no way. I was expecting, a unit put together. And there's about a gazillion screws. It probably took me 2 hours to put together each of these boxes. So again, it saves some money, but beware, there is some time in actually putting these together, but these are nice. And they've got some different configurations of these as well. This is their Ultra HD collection. And again, another viewer of mine had some of these his shop. I liked them, and I picked up some more. I've actually got room for one more of these back here, but I haven't purchased a third one yet. So beyond the cabinets, you want to organize stuff in the cabinets. So here's a good example. This is one of my drawers in here, and one thing I found are these little red boxes, and you can pick these up again. I'll put a link down below. I don't remember the name of the company that sells these, but you can buy them off of Amazon or online from different places. But you can get these little red boxes that come in different sizes, and you can, again, get things organized. It's one thing to have this particular cabinet here is over here is Morse taper adapters, and then over here I got boring bars and so forth that I've organized. But I've got things organized even further, by size or whatever. So that, again, when I'm looking for something, I can go find it. I like these little red boxes. They really come in handy. And they're made for these types of cabinets, and you can really get a drawer organized very well using those. Another example of organizing within your drawers, most people have a drawer that's just full of wrenches, okay? I got my drawers where my wrenches are sorted out, and I've got these little plastic holders in here. These are some I think I picked up off of Amazon. They come in a lot of different sizes and styles or what have you, but when I need a 5/8" wrench, it's real easy to go here and pick up a 5/8" wrench. And I've actually got some of these in multiple places around the shop. I know where my wrenches are. I've got multiple sets of wrenches, but I don't want to necessarily have to walk all the way across the shop. So I've got drawers through here that have got these kind of set up in strategic places so that I can quickly go find a wrench when I need it. Along those same lines, you can get things to sort out your sockets. Here's my just some different sockets I have in here, and they're sorted by size. They're sorted by what size drive. They're sorted by whether they're 6-point or 12-point, and so on. So again, I can easily come in here, find the one I'm looking for, and without having to sit there and spend 5 minutes trying to look for that one socket that's in the drawer. Sorting out hardware is another thing that really will save you a lot of time. Over here is just a regular bolt bin. So I have, you know, some different size bolts in here by diameter or thread pitch or whatever, and then by length. So quite honestly, I'm gonna probably be getting another one or two of these because there's so many possibilities. You know, I'm starting to get boxes of stuff stacked up over here where I don't have a place to put them. But anyway, we're gonna be adding on to that down the road. Also down here I have these you know, small parts cabinets. These open up, again, drawers. These are made out of metal, and I've got stuff in here. So that, for example, this here is all socket socket set screws in this cabinet. So I can come over here and again quickly find what I've got. You know, I've got socket cap screws in here. So you're just looking for one of these, come grab the one you need, and so on and so on. Square head set screws, there's 2 cabinets full of those. Taper pins, we've got machine screws down here, so on. Now, one thing I'll say about these little boxes, these things are awesome. I love them, but they're rather expensive. You know, to buy a new set of these, I mean, you're looking at a couple $100, and even when you can find them used, they're pretty expensive. I'm always on the lookout. When I see these little small parts cabinets, I try to pick them up, and I wish I had about 5 or 6 more sets of them. And one day when I find some more, I'll probably get some more when I can find a good deal on them. But these are awesome for sorting out hardware and stuff in the shop. So over here I got some collet racks, and these are great for sorting collets. Of course, collets are for work holding on lathe or in a fixture or whatever. And I've got a couple of different size collets I use in the shop. Now this is a 5C collet chuck or collet rack. I don't use a lot of 5C. I've got a couple of fixtures that will hold some 5C stuff. I don't even think I've got anything 5C that goes on any of my lathes, but I do have a few. So this one here is just a commercial made rack that you can pick up, and you know, you just put your collets over here. Next to it here, this one is for 22J collets. This one is one I use a lot more. I have a 22J collet chuck that fits my LeBlanc lathe, and I think I have found one, I haven't got it yet, that goes with my Monarch. So this is a nice larger range of collets, and I've got a nice set of these that came with the collet chuck that I got on my LeBlanc lathe. So I use these a lot, and I got them again sorted by 1/16 of an inch over here. Now this rack I actually built. I couldn't find a 22J collet rack commercially made. Somebody may make one, but I wasn't able to quickly find one, so I built this one myself. And I actually got a video on putting this together. You can search through my videos and find that. Also have 22J collets, which are even bigger than these, that go like on the big Monarch or something like that. And I want to build a collet rack for those as well. Right now, the 22J stuff is just kind of over in a drawer. I got them kind of organized in there, but I hope to get a collet rack built for those as well down the road. So here's another little handy organizing thing that you can get. This is a little cast iron bracket that you can just bolt up to the side of your mill. And again, it's for holding your collets. So these are R8 collets that fit my milling machine, and basically I've got a full set of these in here by 1/16 of an inch, I guess it is, where when I'm working on the mill, I can just reach back here and real quickly grab the collet that I need. It's also got some holes for like chucks and whatever, and different places that you can put on here, some slots for, you know, I got a little lead hammer here that I use when I loosen it up. Sometimes you kind of have to pop the top of that to loosen the collet, and that lead hammer will keep from mushrooming the top of it. There's a wrench for loosening whatever, but it's a nice little bracket, and these are fairly easy to find on the internet. A lot of places sell them, what have you, and you just drill 2 holes in your column and put a couple bolts in there, and boom, you got a nice little collet bracket right here on your milling machine. Well, there you go, guys. Some shop storage options, what have you, storage and organization. There are just tons and tons of different ways that all this stuff can be done. And I've seen some other really cool ideas on other people's channels and visiting other people's shops. And I guarantee you that as I continue to get my shop put together really the way I want to, you're going to see a lot more organization type things going in here, because again, I really believe in having things organized. When I'm looking for something, I can very quickly and easily go and put my hands on it. For me, that's extremely important. And I know many of you guys want to get there or may already be there. And but anyway, just some of the things that I'm doing in my shop. And again, I'm sure that I'm going to be adding lots more over time. So with that, that's going to be a wrap on this issue. It's a little bit different video for me, but I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll talk to you guys next time.